Oh, for those sunlit uplands of universal tranquility, where the swords are beaten into ploughshares. I never fancied myself as an acoustic guitarist. I never had a proper acoustic. I played left-handed and never got my hands on one. But on my travels, I happened upon a chap called Bob Barbonas, who works for Taylor Guitars, and got a bit of an endorsement deal and managed to get my hands on a 12-string acoustic Taylor. I started bringing it along to sessions and started doing these kind of unknown soldier type intros. So the kind of oblique, nebulous little guitar pieces, acoustic guitar pieces, on the albums. And arbitrary, just let's go for it, temperament and mood in the room kind of thing, and off we go. I'm not really kind of, my acoustic playing is the antithesis of my electric playing. Not really into the kind of pyrotechnics, not really into the kind of virtuosity and all that stuff. I was looking for something more profound, something more minimal. Perhaps lachrymose, perhaps melancholy a little bit, but not what one would perceive predictable wise. Kind of had that, little bit more than that. And the guy who kind of really influenced me in terms of acoustic playing was Nick Drake. That's the kind of epistemological source of the acoustic playing. Nick's oeuvre, Nick's aesthetic, Nick's mores, it had a profound effect on me. And again, I'm looking for something more profound in the acoustic guitar playing, something more minimal. Kind of not serious virtuosity flying around the place. Space, timbre, texture, not really kind of harmonics and finger picking and all that stuff. Something a little bit different. And it came from Nick. Now, I don't do any covers, and there was talk about doing an acoustic album and stuff like that. I switched to playing right-handed, and I don't have the acoustic anymore. The acoustic 12-string had to be sold for a Strat, a right-handed Strat, so I don't have an acoustic as we speak. So I did toy with the idea of making an acoustic album. I would have to say that I haven't done any covers. Very little in my playing. All the stuff I do is original. The only cover I've done is Canton by Japan. That's the only one. Everything else is pretty much original or is group composed. But again, so maybe it's something for the future to look at this. But I gave many interviews before album reviews started coming out. I gave a multiplicity of interviews and never mentioned Cillian Murphy actually. And I also never mentioned anything about the acoustic playing. And the record company sent me a review, and they said, you should take a look at this. And so I had a look, and it was from The Guardian, and it was John Fordham, His Eminence John Fordham, and he said, Mark O'Leary is a superb acoustic guitarist. And I was like, wow, that's absolutely astounding, amazing. And that was kind of really was quite a big step from the Rochestown Park with the DJ Paul Murphy going, Mark O'Leary, jazz guitarist, when I was playing with Harold Anderson and Jon Christensen, which was a fine gig. But this was kind of several tiers up the ladder from that. And even when I was doing that, I'd never thought in a month of Sundays, seriously, when I was doing that gig, that just a few years later, John Fordham would be calling me a superb acoustic guitarist. It's quite amazing. Thank you for listening.